Ladies and gentlemen, opportunity is not something you wait for, it is something you become. The problem with many people is they spend their lives running after doors that were never designed for them, instead of building their own. When you chase opportunity, you are reacting to life. But when you create opportunity, you are directing life. Let me teach you something. Opportunity is a seed, not a fruit. A fruit is enjoyed instantly, but a seed must be planted, watered, and protected before it yields. Many want the fruit without the patience to sow the seed. Every day you have seeds, your time, your energy, your skill, your ideas. The question is, are you planting them or wasting them? The Bible says in Proverbs 18:16, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Notice it doesn't say, a man chasing opportunity will find room. It says your gift will create the room. This means the best way to create opportunity is to develop your gift until it becomes undeniable. When you are valuable, you won't need to knock on every door. Some doors will be opened for you without you even knowing they existed. But value is not built overnight. It is built through discipline. Your preparation in the unseen will open doors in the seen. Purpose is your blueprint. If you don't know your purpose, you will misuse every opportunity that comes your way. That is why so many people get breaks, but fail to sustain them. They had no foundation of purpose. Purpose keeps you focused on building the right opportunities, not just any opportunity. Every day you have a choice to be a consumer of opportunities or a creator of them, and creation comes through small, consistent actions. Every page a writer writes, every rehearsal a musician does, every lesson a student studies, these are bricks in the construction of opportunity. Finally, remember this: faith without work is dead. You can pray for opportunity, but if you are not creating value, you are praying in vain. God does not give you opportunities to sit and wait. He gives you the power to create them. So my challenge to you today is simple. Stop chasing opportunity. Become so skilled, so valuable, so purposeful that you become the opportunity. When you do, you will discover that opportunity is not a visitor. It is a lifestyle you live every day. This is where many people make the mistake. They expect opportunity to arrive already ripe, sweet, and ready to enjoy. But fruit is only the end of a long process. The beginning is always a seed. A seed looks small, insignificant, and even unimpressive, yet hidden within it is everything necessary for a tree, a harvest, and generations of provision. When God gives you a seed, He is actually giving you potential. But potential is useless until it is cultivated. The challenge is that seeds require time, patience, and work. You must prepare the soil of your life through discipline, water your seed through daily effort, and protect it from the weeds of distraction and doubt. Most people destroy their own opportunity because they expect instant results. They do not realize that growth is invisible before it becomes visible. Roots develop in secret before fruits appear in public. If you want opportunity, you must be willing to treat your life as fertile ground. Every day you receive seeds in the form of ideas, skills, relationships, and resources. A conversation could be a seed. A skill you learn could be a seed. Even a small responsibility at your workplace could be a seed. The tragedy is that some people ignore these seeds because they are waiting for a big break, the fruit, without understanding that the big break is simply the harvest of many small seeds sown faithfully over time. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is not luck. It is how they treat the seed stage. The seed stage requires vision, the ability to see the tree inside the seed. It requires consistency, showing up every day to nurture something that isn't producing results yet. And it requires faith, believing that what you are investing in today will produce a harvest tomorrow. Think about it. A seed must be buried in the dark before it can grow. That means the first stage of opportunity may feel like obscurity, isolation, or even insignificance. But in that hidden stage, something powerful is happening. You are developing roots, the unseen strength that will sustain you when you finally bear fruit. If you skip the root stage, your success will not last because you will have no depth to withstand challenges. So, stop waiting for fruit to fall into your hands. Instead, look for the seeds already in your possession. Plant them through action. Water them through persistence. Protect them through wise choices. And be patient enough to let them grow in their season. Remember, fruit is seasonal, but seed is daily. If you learn to plant daily, you will never run out of opportunity because you will always have something growing, something ripening, and something ready for harvest. If you truly understand that opportunity is a seed, not a fruit, you will stop chasing events and start building processes. You will stop waiting for a moment and start creating momentum. And over time, the harvest will come, not by chance, but by design. This means you do not have to run after every open door, because when you fully develop and refine the gift God has placed inside you, the right doors will begin to open on their own. Scripture says in Proverbs 18:16, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Notice it does not say a man's connections, education, or background. It says his gift. Your gift is the unique ability, skill, or talent that God designed you to use to serve others and fulfill your purpose. When you operate in your gift, you step into the lane where you were designed to excel, and that excellence becomes magnetic. The problem is that many people neglect their gift, either because they underestimate it or because they are too busy imitating someone else's. Imitation may get you temporary attention, but only authenticity will attract lasting opportunity. Your gift is your fingerprint in the earth. Nobody can duplicate it exactly. That's why the best investment you can make in your future is to sharpen your gift until it is unmistakable. When you master your gift, people will begin to seek you out. Opportunities will start to find you because excellence creates demand. Think of a musician who practices daily. They may begin with a small audience, but over time, as their skill grows, invitations and platforms will multiply. Think of an engineer, a teacher, or an entrepreneur. When they operate with skill and consistency, word spreads and opportunities knock without them having to chase. But a gift alone is not enough. It must be combined with discipline and integrity. A raw gift can attract attention, but only a refined gift can sustain opportunity. This is why preparation is so critical. Opportunity often comes suddenly, but the ability to seize it is built slowly. When you are faithful in developing your gift, when no one is watching, you are preparing for the day when everyone is watching. Your gift is also tied to service. Gifts are not given for self-promotion. They are given to solve problems and add value to others. The more people you serve with your gift, the wider the circle of opportunity becomes. If your gift meets a genuine need, opportunities will multiply without you having to force them. People don't look for talent just to admire it. They look for talent that helps them achieve something, solve something, or experience something better. When you understand that your gift attracts opportunity, you stop wasting energy running after every chance that comes your way. Instead, you focus on becoming so skilled, so disciplined, and so committed to serving through your gift that you can't be ignored. And when the right doors open, they won't just give you a moment. They will give you a platform that lasts. When you chase, you are always responding to what someone else has already started. You are following trends, waiting for announcements, or hoping to catch something that is already in motion. It puts you in a position of dependency. Your actions are dictated by what others decide to release, allow, or offer. This is why chasing often leads to frustration. The opportunity you are running after may not be meant for you, and even if you catch it, you might find it doesn't fit your purpose. Creating, on the other hand, is proactive. It is about initiating rather than waiting, building rather than borrowing. When you create opportunity, you are shaping the conditions instead of waiting for conditions to be right. You are setting the agenda instead of following someone else's. This is the mindset of leaders, innovators, and visionaries. They don't wait for doors, they design them. And if they can't find a door, they build one and then walk through it. Chasing keeps you at the mercy of timing you cannot control. You are always late to the table because the opportunity existed before you noticed it. But creating puts you ahead of time. You're planting seeds and laying foundations before others even think of the need. This means when the moment arrives, you're not scrambling to qualify. You're already positioned to lead. Many people believe opportunity is a limited resource that must be caught before someone else gets it. But that thinking belongs to chasers. Creators understand that opportunity can be manufactured, multiplied, and expanded through effort, innovation, and persistence. If the market is full, they create a new market. If the platform is crowded, they create a new platform. Being proactive requires vision. Vision sees what is not yet visible. Chasers wait for proof. Creators move with conviction. This is why proactive people seem to be lucky. They are simply prepared in advance. They create the circumstances for success before the world demands them. By the time others are reacting to a shift, creators are already capitalizing on it. Creating also demands courage. When you chase, you can hide behind the excuse that someone else didn't choose me. When you create, you take responsibility for the outcome. You are not waiting for permission, you are acting on purpose. This is risky because creation invites criticism, but it is also rewarding because creation builds ownership. What you create belongs to you, and it can become a platform that no one can take away. If you live as a chaser, your life will be a series of sprints toward other people's dreams. If you live as a creator, your life will be the fulfillment of your own vision. One keeps you dependent, the other makes you indispensable. The choice is clear. Stop chasing what exists and start creating what's missing. Over time, you'll find that the opportunities you once ran after will now come looking for you. Potential is the promise of what could be, but without discipline, it remains just that, a promise. You can have talent, intelligence, creativity, and great ideas, but if you lack the self-control to work on them consistently, they will never reach their full expression. Discipline is the bridge between what you are capable of and what the world can actually see and experience. Many people mistake potential for readiness. Just because you have the ability doesn't mean you are prepared to perform at the highest level. Potential is raw and untested. Discipline is what shapes, sharpens, and strengthens it until it becomes dependable. A diamond is beautiful, but before it shines, it must go through a process of cutting and polishing. In the same way, your potential must go through the process of discipline before it becomes a platform others can trust. A platform is not just a stage, it's any position of influence or opportunity from which you can make an impact. People are given platforms when they have demonstrated reliability, and reliability is a product of consistent discipline. No one will give you responsibility for greater opportunities if you cannot manage the smaller ones. Discipline proves that you can be trusted to show up, deliver, and keep growing. Discipline is not about doing big things occasionally. It's about doing the small things daily. It's waking up earlier to prepare, practicing when you don't feel inspired, studying when no one is watching, and staying focused when distractions are loud. It's choosing to refine your skill rather than rely on yesterday's success. This daily commitment slowly builds your credibility, and credibility becomes the foundation for bigger opportunities. Without discipline, potential can even become a liability. Talented people who lack discipline may get noticed once, but they often fail to sustain that attention. They show flashes of brilliance, but their inconsistency makes people hesitant to depend on them. On the other hand, someone with less talent but greater discipline can surpass the naturally gifted because consistency compounds over time. Discipline also teaches endurance. Platforms often come with pressure, expectations, and challenges. If you haven't built the endurance that discipline provides, the very opportunity you dreamed of can crush you. But when you have trained yourself through disciplined effort, you have the strength to handle growth, the wisdom to maintain it, and the humility to keep improving. Potential is exciting because it speaks to possibilities. But only discipline can convert those possibilities into realities. It transforms raw ability into refined skill, and refined skill into visible platforms where your influence can grow. Every act of discipline is a brick in the construction of your future. When you live with discipline, you don't just wait for platforms to appear. You build them one consistent decision at a time. Over time, your disciplined potential will not only create platforms for you, but will also inspire others to rise to their own. Just as a building cannot be constructed without a clear plan, your life cannot be built to its fullest without a clear understanding of why you exist. A blueprint gives structure, direction, and order to every stage of construction. Without it, materials may be wasted, rooms may be misplaced, and the building may not stand. In the same way, purpose is what organizes your time, energy, and resources so that everything you do contributes to a meaningful outcome. When you don't know your purpose, opportunity can become a distraction instead of a blessing. Not every open door leads to where you're meant to go. Without a blueprint, you can spend years climbing a ladder only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. Purpose acts as a filter. It helps you decide what to pursue and what to decline. It keeps you from scattering your efforts across too many directions and allows you to focus on what truly matters. Purpose is not something you invent, it is something you discover. Just as a building's design already exists in the architect's mind before construction begins, your purpose already exists in the mind of God. You were created with intention, and that intention determines your design. Your strengths, passions, and even your challenges are all part of that divine architecture. When you have a blueprint, work becomes more efficient. Every decision, every skill you develop, every opportunity you accept can be aligned with the bigger picture. This alignment creates momentum because you are no longer wasting time on activities that don't fit your design. Even small steps begin to build something significant when they are guided by a clear purpose. Purpose also brings resilience. In construction, there are delays, unexpected costs, and moments when progress is slow. But the blueprint keeps the builders motivated because they can see the finished structure in their minds. Likewise, when you face setbacks in life, your purpose reminds you that this is not the end. It is just one stage in the process. You endure challenges because you know what you are building toward. Without purpose, success can be dangerous. You may achieve status, wealth, or recognition, but if it's not tied to your blueprint, it will feel empty and unsatisfying. Purpose gives meaning to success because it connects your achievements to something bigger than yourself. It ensures that your growth not only benefits you, but also serves the world in the way you were meant to. Your purpose determines your priorities. It keeps you from chasing every opportunity and instead equips you to create the right ones. When you live by your blueprint, your actions are intentional, your growth is strategic, and your life becomes a structure that stands strong, inspires others, and fulfills its original design. Purpose is not just part of the plan, it is the plan. Without it, life is guesswork. With it, life becomes a masterpiece in progress. In every sphere of life, people are drawn to what benefits them, solves their problems, or makes their lives better. The more value you bring, the more people will seek you out. Value is not simply about having knowledge or skill. It is about applying those abilities in ways that produce results for others. You may be talented, but until your talent translates into value for someone else, it will not create lasting demand. When you become valuable, opportunities begin to find you. This is why the most sought-after professionals, leaders, and innovators often do not need to chase work. Their reputation for delivering value precedes them. In the same way, if you consistently produce results, help people achieve their goals, and meet needs in a unique way, you will never have to beg for opportunity. People naturally gravitate toward what they need, and they will seek you when they see you can meet that need. Value is created through problem solving. The bigger the problem you can solve, the greater the demand for what you offer. Every great invention, service, and breakthrough exists because someone identified a need and provided a solution. If you want to increase your demand, focus less on promoting yourself and more on improving the quality and impact of what you do. The marketplace rewards problem solvers, not self-promoters. However, value must be consistent. One act of excellence might open a door, but consistent excellence keeps it open. People return to those they can trust to deliver the same or better results each time. This is why discipline and integrity are inseparable from value creation. If your value fluctuates with your mood or circumstances, people will hesitate to depend on you. But when your output is steady, your reliability will keep demand high. Value also grows with uniqueness. If you offer what everyone else offers in the exact same way, you will blend into the crowd. But if you develop a distinctive approach, style, or insight, you stand out. This uniqueness makes your value harder to replace, which in turn increases the demand for what only you can provide. It is important to remember that value is judged from the perspective of others, not yourself. You may think what you offer is excellent, but the true measure is in how much it benefits the people you serve. This means you must be attentive to their needs, adaptable to changing circumstances, and committed to continuous improvement. The more you align your value with the needs of others, the more indispensable you become. In the end, demand is a reflection of perceived value. If you want more opportunities, focus on increasing the quality, consistency, and uniqueness of what you offer. When you become the person who brings undeniable value, you won't have to chase attention. Attention will chase you. And when demand finds you, it will not be because of luck, but because of the value you intentionally created. Many people overestimate the power of big, dramatic moves and underestimate the quiet strength of consistent small steps. We admire those who seem to achieve success overnight, but what we rarely see is the years of daily discipline that prepared them for that moment. Great futures are not built in a day. They are built day by day. Every habit, every choice, every bit of effort you put in today is an investment in the person you will become tomorrow. Small actions are powerful because they compound. Just as small deposits in a bank account grow over time through interest, small efforts accumulate and multiply in ways that may not be visible at first. Reading for 15 minutes a day might not seem like much, but over a year, that's over 90 hours of learning. Practicing a skill for 30 minutes a day may feel insignificant, but in 5 years, it can make you an expert. The key is not the size of the action, but the consistency of it. The challenge is that small actions rarely bring instant results. This is why many people abandon them too soon. They want to see change now. But building a great future is like planting a tree. You water it daily, often without seeing visible growth, until one day it is strong enough to bear fruit and provide shade. Patience is essential because you are working for a future that is not yet visible. Small daily actions also build character. When you commit to doing something every day, you train yourself to keep promises to yourself. This builds trust in your own word and creates a sense of personal integrity. Over time, these small commitments shape you into someone who is dependable, disciplined, and resilient, qualities that make your future stronger and more stable. Another benefit of small actions is that they are sustainable. Big efforts can burn you out if they are not manageable, but small steps can be maintained even during busy or difficult seasons. They also remove the intimidation of starting. It is easier to commit to writing 1 page a day than to write a whole book in one sitting. Yet, if you write 1 page a day for a year, you will have written 365 pages, enough for a book and more. Every great achievement in history was the result of small, deliberate actions taken consistently over time. Whether it's building a career, mastering a craft, improving health, or deepening relationships, the future is shaped not by what you occasionally do, but by what you repeatedly do. If you want a great future, focus on what you can do today. Choose the actions that align with your purpose, repeat them faithfully, and trust the process. Over time, those small daily actions will create a momentum that carries you forward, turning quiet effort into visible success and dreams into reality. Your future is built in the small moments. Treat them with the value they deserve. Belief is powerful, but belief alone will not produce results. You can pray for change, speak positive words, and hold strong convictions, but if you do not act on them, nothing will move. Faith was never meant to be passive. True faith inspires action. It pushes you to take steps toward what you believe, even when the outcome is uncertain. Without those steps, opportunity will pass you by because opportunities respond to movement, not just intention. Many people wait for conditions to be perfect before acting, but faith works in the opposite way. Faith acts first, trusting that provision, guidance, and results will follow. Think of a farmer who believes in the harvest. His belief alone will not produce crops unless he plants seeds, waters them, and tends the field. If he simply stands in his field praying for food without planting anything, he will go hungry. The same is true in life. If you believe in your vision, but do nothing to bring it closer, you are letting the season of opportunity slip away. Work is the expression of faith. It is the physical evidence that you truly believe something is possible. When you take action toward a goal, you demonstrate your trust that it is worth pursuing. Even small actions are better than none because they keep you moving toward your belief. Without action, faith becomes an idea instead of a force. Faith also prepares you for the opportunity you are expecting. If you believe a door will open for you, you should be preparing for what you will do when it opens. If you believe you are called to lead, you should be studying leadership now. If you believe you will own a business, you should be learning the skills to run one. This preparation positions you to seize the opportunity fully when it arrives, rather than scrambling unprepared. There is a danger in using faith as an excuse for inaction. Some people say they are waiting on God, but in reality, God is waiting on them. He has already given the resources, the skills, and the time. The rest is your responsibility. Opportunity often comes disguised as work, and those unwilling to put in the effort will miss it entirely. When faith and work operate together, they create momentum. Faith gives you vision and confidence. Work gives you progress and results. This combination turns dreams into realities and potential into tangible achievements. If you hold faith without action, you may end up watching others succeed while you stand still, wondering why your time never came. But if you match your belief with bold steps, you will find that opportunities begin to meet you halfway. Faith opens your eyes to possibility, and work turns that possibility into something you can hold, experience, and share. Without both, opportunity remains only a hope. With both, it becomes your reality. Everything we have learned today points to one truth. Opportunity is not an accident. It is the result of intention, preparation, and purpose. If you understand that opportunity is a seed, you will stop waiting for fruit to fall into your hands and start planting every day. If you develop your gift, you will attract the right doors instead of running after the wrong ones. If you stop reacting and start creating, you will shape the future instead of being shaped by it. Discipline will turn your potential into a platform that others can trust, and purpose will act as your blueprint so you never build in the wrong direction. When you create value, you will never have to beg for demand. It will come looking for you. When you commit to small daily actions, you will be building a great future piece by piece. And when you combine faith with work, you will step into opportunities that others miss, because you will be prepared both spiritually and practically. The message is simple but powerful. Don't chase opportunity. Create it every day. You have the seeds, the gift, the vision, and the power to do it. Start where you are, use what you have, and commit to the process. Over time, you will find that you are no longer waiting for opportunity to knock. You are living as the opportunity the world has been waiting for.